Stop! Before you leave the house today, I want you to look in the mirror at your complete outfit and find the one thing that is missing. Not the wrong shoes, not the wrong color. Something that was never there to begin with. Something you did not reach for this morning because you have gotten out of the habit of reaching for it. By the end of this video, you will know the 6 accessories that women over 60 most consistently forget, and the one accessory that changes the entire picture more than any other single addition you could make. An outfit without accessories stops at the clothing. An outfit with the right accessories continues past the clothing into the personality, the intention, and the presence of the woman wearing it. Accessories exist purely as choices, as statements of aesthetic preference, of personal history, of active engagement with getting dressed. When those choices are absent, the outfit is missing the evidence that a woman with a specific and interesting point of view got dressed in it. The one accessory that changes everything is the last one on this list. Do not skip ahead. Forgotten accessory number 6. The belt. The belt is the accessory most consistently abandoned by women over 60. The belt that was uncomfortable was removed. The belt that did not work with the new silhouette was put away. The belt that came with a matched set from a decade ago was forgotten, along with the set. And the result is an absence of any belt at all. A decision that feels neutral but actively removes one of the most structurally useful accessories available. A belt does something specific that no other accessory does. It establishes the waist, and establishing the waist is one of the most consistently flattering things any outfit can do for any woman, at any age. For a woman over 60 whose outfits often involve layers, loose fits, and relaxed silhouettes, the belt converts a relaxed outfit into a shaped one without changing any of the garments. The specific belts that work best for current dressing are wider, more substantial belts in warm leather or suede, not the narrow coordinating belts of an earlier era. A medium-width belt in warm tan, warm cognac, or warm camel leather worn over a relaxed blouse or an open cardigan creates an immediate waist emphasis that changes the entire silhouette in a single addition. Wearing a belt over a long cardigan or a relaxed blazer is among the most transformative and least obvious applications. The cardigan that was reading as shapeless becomes a shaped intentional garment the moment a belt defines the waist beneath it. The test is simple. Put on your outfit without the belt, then add the belt, and look at what happens to the silhouette. The answer is almost always the same. The belt wins. Forgotten accessory number 5. The watch. Most women over 60 own at least one watch that was meaningful and beautiful when they received it, and that has gradually moved to the back of the jewelry box as phones became the time-checking mechanism of choice. The watch is no longer a functional necessity, but it was never primarily a functional object. It was always primarily a statement of personal history, aesthetic preference, and specific taste. A watch on the wrist communicates something that a bare wrist cannot, that the woman wearing it has a relationship with objects that matter to her, that she carries her history on her body, that she makes specific choices about what she puts on. A watch creates a focal point at the wrist that draws the eye down the arm, and then stops it with something interesting. A bare wrist invites the eye to travel down the arm and find nothing there. The watch that works for current dressing is not necessarily the most expensive one. It is the one that is most specifically and personally yours. A small gold dress watch that was a gift from someone important. A larger sport watch you love because of its clarity and simplicity. Any watch that you reach for because it feels like you, rather than because it matches the outfit. Put the watch back on the wrist. Wear it every day, and notice what it does to the completeness of the whole picture. A watch is also a conversation object. It invites curiosity. Someone notices it and asks about it. And the story of the watch is almost always a story worth telling. Where it came from, who gave it to you, what occasion it marks. A watch on the wrist is a small portable piece of personal history that creates the opportunity for the kind of connection and conversation that makes a woman feel fully seen and fully present. Forgotten accessory number 4, the brooch. The brooch was deeply fashionable in the 1980s and 90s, became associated with an older generation in the 2000s, and has now come back around in current fashion as one of the most interesting and personal accessories available. Most women over 60 own several beautiful brooches that are sitting in a box because they were decided against in the fashion cycle of the 2000s. Here is what the brooch does that no other accessory does. It creates a focal point at the specific location on the garment, where it is placed through a shape, a material, and a story that cannot be replicated by any other piece of jewelry. A brooch at the lapel draws the eye to the shoulder and face area. A brooch at the collar creates a focal point directly below the face. A brooch at the hip creates an unexpected moment of personal detail in the lower body that reads as confident and intentional. The current way to wear a brooch is not the 1980s way, pinned symmetrically at the center of a matched set. It is the unexpected placement. At the lapel of an otherwise simple jacket, pinned to a soft scarf at the neck, clustered with other brooches in a grouping on a dark background. The specific starting point. Find the brooch in your collection that has the most personal meaning, the one that was your mother's, or that you bought on a specific trip, or that was given to you for a specific occasion. Pin that piece at the lapel of your simplest jacket. Wear it without explanation. The brooch that has meaning reads differently than the brooch that is simply decorative. People feel the difference even when they cannot name it. Forgotten accessory number 3, the scarf. The scarf is the accessory with the highest gap between its potential contribution and the frequency with which it is actually worn. Most women over 60 own multiple scarves, silk squares, lightweight wool oblongs, printed cotton pieces from decades of travel and gifting. And most of those scarves sit in a drawer reached for perhaps twice a year on cold days when warmth is the motivation. Here is what the scarf does when worn as a deliberate style element. It introduces a second color and a second texture into an outfit that might otherwise be monochromatic. It creates a focal point at the neck and face area, exactly where the eye should be directed. It adds movement and lightness to the upper body that no other accessory can provide. The specific scarf technique that reads as most current is the loose drape. Not tied formally, but simply draped around the neck and allowed to hang or loosely knotted once at the throat. The formal scarf tie reads as effort from a previous era. The loose drape reads as ease, which is the quality of current dressing. Warm colors work best near the face for women over 60 with silver or gray hair. Warm coral, warm rust, warm camel, warm burgundy, warm rose. Any warm color draped at the neck reflects warm light upward onto the face. A warm scarf against silver hair is one of the most face-warming combinations available. And the scarf has one property no other accessory has. It is the most forgiving and most quickly reversible accessory choice available. A scarf can be draped on and off in 5 seconds. It is the gateway accessory, asking for nothing permanent, giving immediate feedback, and transforming an outfit so visibly that most women who try it once as a style element immediately understand why it belongs in permanent rotation. Forgotten accessory number 2, the statement ring. Most women over 60 wear their regular rings, their wedding band, their everyday pieces, and consider their ring choices complete without ever reaching for a statement ring. The statement ring, a ring with presence, with size, with material interest, with a shape that the eye notices, is one of the most consistently absent accessories in the wardrobes of women over 60, and one of the most immediately impactful additions. The hand is one of the most animated, most expressive, most visible parts of the body throughout an ordinary day. It gestures, it holds, it reaches. It is in motion during conversation in a way that almost no other body part is. And a statement ring on a hand that is gesturing and expressive catches light, draws the eye, and creates a specific moment of visual interest with every movement. For women over 60 whose hands carry the visible evidence of their history, their work, their years, their experiences, a statement ring honors that evidence. It says these hands are worth adorning. The specific statement ring that works best for current dressing has genuine material interest, sculptural gold, an interesting stone, an unusual shape, rather than simply a large version of a conventional ring. The ring that reads as a statement is the one that looks like a choice rather than a default. And to address the common hesitation directly, a statement ring draws attention to the hand as an object of interest rather than as an object of scrutiny. When the eye goes to a beautiful statement ring, it goes there with pleasure and appreciation. An interesting ring on a hand that has been lived in is not a contrast between the beauty of the ring and the age of the hand. It is a harmony between the two. Evidence that this woman has both a history and an active aesthetic engagement with the present. And now, forgotten accessory number 1. The one that changes everything. Forgotten accessory number 1. The earring worn with intention. You probably already wear earrings. This is not about remembering to put earrings on. This is about the difference between an earring worn as a default and an earring worn as a choice. Most women over 60 have a default earring. The small stud, the simple hoop, the modest drop, that goes on every morning without thought. It is worn because it is always there, the one that does not require a decision. And that earring, worn as a default, is contributing almost nothing to the outfit. It is below the threshold of conscious notice for anyone who sees it, including the woman wearing it. An earring worn with intention is completely different. It is the earring chosen specifically for this outfit, this occasion, this version of the day, chosen because of its color, its scale, its shape, its warmth, its ability to draw the eye upward toward the face in the specific way this outfit requires. An earring worn with intention is noticed. It creates a focal point at the face that an earring worn as a default cannot create. It says, without a single word, that the woman wearing it made a choice today, that she thought about how she wanted to appear, and that she cared enough about her own appearance to act on that thought. That signal, "I made a choice today," is one of the most powerful signals any accessory can send. It costs nothing more than the 60 seconds of consideration it takes to open the jewelry box and ask, which earring would actually be right for today? Not which earring is easiest. Which earring is right? An accessory chosen with intention is the difference between an outfit that stops at the clothing and an outfit that speaks about the woman inside it. Which of these 6 forgotten accessories will you put on today? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one.